guys, welcome back to today's shape. So if you're new here, welcome to this channel. We are very much interested in personal growth, lifestyle and food. And on today's shape, we're going to be discussing how to deal with depression and anxiety, as you can see. So before I go into how to deal with depression and anxiety, I would just like to give like a background of what depression is. So depression is a mood disorder that affects a person's daily life. It can also be described as a feeling of sadness, loss or anger. So now a lot of people don't know if they're depressed or if they have any if they're dealing with depression or what symptoms of depression are. So I'll just quickly give signs or symptoms of depression. Number one, which is constant sadness, not just feeling sad, maybe something happened to you, constantly feeling sad, constant feeling of sadness, for a very long time. That's number one sign of depression. Number two, I'll say, is loss of interest or pleasure in things that you naturally enjoy doing, things that you find you have an interest in, and all of a sudden there's loss of interest or pleasure. You no longer find it pleasuring or fun. Another one I'll say is change in weight. Now this can be positive and negative. A change in weight can mean losing lots of weight or gaining lots of weight. Like in between, it can actually come positive and negative way. Another is feeling worthless or hopeless. Now some people say it's hopeless, some people say it's worthless, but I would like to say that feeling of worthlessness or hopelessness, you suddenly feel like, even when people are trying to say oh, I see like there's a hope or there's something, and then you feel like there's no hope and all of that. So finally, I would say is the thought of death or suicide. You constantly think of death and suicide. Now that is a symptom. So before I go into tips on how to deal with depression, I would like you guys to know, like I have said, I am not a professional. I'm only dropping tips on how to deal with it because someone reached out to me to make a video on depression, and I felt like, okay, why not? This is 21, a lot of pressure and a lot of things are making people feel pressured and they fall into depression or anxiety. So I want to let you guys know that I'm going to drop lists of numbers that you can reach out if you feel like you're dealing with depression. Numbers that are toll-free and the ones that are charged as well. People that are available to you 24/7 that you can talk to. So before I go into tips on how to deal with depression and anxiety, I'll just give a backstory. So I made a video I think 2 days ago or so, and explaining how I'm dealing with certain things, how there's this whole new year, what I'm supposed to be doing, turning new age, what I'm supposed to be doing, and in a few weeks I'll be jobless because I'll be done with my service. So service, for those that are not Nigerians, is like serving your country a year after your university. So I'm almost done with it. In February I'll be done with my service, and it's like in a few weeks time I'm going to be jobless. This is a new year, we are expected to do a whole lot of things, and I just started feeling anxious, and then I also knew that I was not going to post the video because I'm still anxious. Like, why do I have to put this out here? But then it's okay. I just had to tell myself, it happens. Like, you just have to breathe, you just have to calm down. So right now I'm going to be talking about tips on how to deal with depression and anxiety. Now this is probably what you hear all the time, but number one thing is to communicate. You will have to talk to people. It may seem like a difficult task. How do you tell people that you feel depressed or anxious, or how do you say you're dealing with depression or anxiety? please, it's almost a normal thing. Like, a lot of people deal with these things on a daily basis. So talk to somebody. Now, talking to somebody will not necessarily fix your problem, but it gives you this, it takes off this weight from your shoulders. So I would say that my number one tip dealing with depression and anxiety: talk to someone. When you talk to someone, you literally like take away the power from that thing. So talk to somebody how you're feeling. You have to communicate. Number two, even in course of communication, you will find out that some things that you actually thought was wrong with you, or how you felt, is not how you feel, because when you're explaining, sometimes you tend to understand certain things. Now, the second tip I'll say is find the problem. Now, some people fall into depression when certain things happen to them, when they lose somebody, when they go through a breakup. There are different things that lead to when they gain weight. There are different things that make people fall into depression. Find the root cause. When you find the problem, it's always easier. When you tackle the problem, you've tackled the depression. So it's always better to look through, think, why am I depressed? What's going on? Find the problem. Number three, I would say, is change your surroundings. Most times people fall into depression because of people they are surrounded with. Maybe, I don't know, the words that they hear, I don't know, the surroundings, the environment. You just feel like you are stuck in a certain place. So I'll say you should change your surroundings. Now, this is quite tricky because I don't advise you to be alone. So if you have to change your environment, still be around people. Now, music. People underestimate the power of music. Now, nobody is saying you should go and listen to sad songs, heartbreak. Maybe if you are depressed because they broke up with you or something, do not go and start listening to what's her name, Adele. No. Listen to songs that you can dance to, you can vibe with. No sad songs, no breakup songs. Just songs that you can vibe, that can lift your mood, songs that you can move your body and stuff like that. Now, this one is something I'll say works all the time. Try to do things, the little things that you love doing. Now, if it's taking a stroll, going to see a movie, whatever it is, hanging out with friends, try to do those little things. It may not be easy because when you are feeling depressed, you do not have energy for anything, but force yourself to go and do something. Which brings me to the next one, is program or plan your day. Now, most times when people fall into depression, they do not do anything. They just stay in the house or wherever they are and just be there thinking and not necessarily doing anything. So plan your day, do something. You can plan, okay, in the morning I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to do this. Learn something new, be on YouTube, DIYs, just plan a day and follow your schedule. In that schedule, make out time for yourself to do things you love. Maybe go on that stroll I spoke about, see a movie, do something that lifts your mood. Now, what I'll try to say is be occupied. Do not just stay. I know a lot of people are just going to come for me maybe, but an idle mind, we say, is the devil's workshop. So be occupied. Do things you love. Read books, listen to music, do something no matter how little. So this brings me to the end of the tips handling with depression and anxiety. Just breathe, you'll be fine. Now, the most important thing is talk to a professional. I would leave numbers that you can reach out to. Talk to a professional. I cannot overemphasize this. Talk to a professional, and if you ever feel like you need to reach out, I am always reachable, or I'm always accessible on any of the social media platforms that I am on. I will always respond to you. I love you, and stay positive, guys. That's the only way to approach life. I mean, that's the best way to approach life, so that's the only way to approach life. Do stay positive. We'll see in our next video, and hopefully we'll be having some fun there. All right, guys, bye.